Hello everyone, I'm Grim, a freelance artist, and I have been at that for more than 8 years at time of recording. In this video, I want to talk about some of the factors you should consider before you even weigh the pros and cons of doing art commissions right now. I was originally going to include the pros and cons in this video, but then the script got super long, so it's going to be split into 2 parts instead. Those pros and cons will be later in a second part. In this video, I want to go over external factors to consider, internal stuff that you should think about as the artist, and lastly, but most importantly, why you might want to do commissions, or might not want to. So, let's jump into it. Also, if you very faintly hear snoring in the background, our old lady dog is napping and I do not have the heart to wake her up. So, you must live with that. If you're thinking about doing art commissions in 2025 and really anytime, then there's a lot of factors to consider, both internally and externally. I want to note that I am giving this advice as someone living in the US and doing commissions as my primary source of income outside of Patreon. The first factor you should consider is, what's the world like outside right now? And I say this so that you can temper your expectations. Obviously, things are scary in the year 2025. Especially if you are living in a country being run by idiotic fascists with no social safety net. People are going to have a hard time justifying spending money on art right now. And that's right now specifically, but if you're watching this any other time, you should still consider, how's the world look outside right now? That being said, even if people have a hard time justifying spending money on art, it does not mean that they will not. I literally just spent part of my tax return commissioning artists. Art is something that helps keep people's spirits up and brings them joy. It is especially important when things are looking dire. So just know that it might be riskier for you to focus on commissions when things are generally unstable economically where you live. I think I heard another YouTuber who's a writer say this. There is never a good time to become an artist, but the best time to start was yesterday. The second factor you should consider is, are you able to provide a quality service? In addition to having good quality and appealing art, clients also look for artists who are polite, communicative, pay attention to details, and are on time when there are deadlines. Things that will make me not want to commission someone outside of my tight budget is if I see they can't do what I want, or if I've experienced or heard of them not paying attention to details that clients ask for. For example, I would not commission someone who only draws very thin, very pretty anime women to draw one of my, grizzled old men characters wearing armor and such. As a commission artist, you have to understand that a client is paying for you to bring life to their vision. They should be choosing to work with you because they want your style and touch to their idea. But at the end of the day, you have to be comfortable and willing to give this other person's idea the care and effort it deserves. The third factor you should consider is, are you comfortable putting your foot down with bad clients? If you are not able to set clear boundaries and then respect the boundaries that you set, I would sincerely recommend not taking commissions until you can do so. Most clients are nice, and many have the best of intentions even if they're not perfect. However, personality and idea mismatches are a thing you should worry about, and there are actual rude clients out there. Just because someone is handing you money does not mean they are allowed to disrespect you. You have to remember that your time and your sanity are money if you do commissions. If someone is asking for a lot of extra work from you that you don't usually have to do with other clients, and they're not willing to pay more for it, you should probably refund them and move on as soon as possible, unless you absolutely need the money to survive. The last factor, and I would say the most important one to consider before you even think about the pros and cons of opening art commissions, is why do you want to do commissions? The fact of the matter is that art commissions are a business. It is okay to want to do them to make money. Unfortunately, we have not destroyed capitalism yet, and money is kind of a necessity if you are not brave enough to attempt to live off the grid entirely, which I do not begrudge anyone for. The internet is really nice. However, it's important to consider that commissions are not consistent money. It takes a lot of time to build up recurring clients and trust, so expect to have to build a community too if you want to make commissions a regular thing. You have to also be willing to budget for dry spells. That means you will need to track what you make and spend for commissions, and to make sure you set aside a safe percentage for taxes. In addition, commissions are not fast money. Getting started is hard, and keeping momentum is hard. Every time I pause taking commissions for my mental or physical health, I get less commissions the next time I open them. This is my experience of them, but I think it's worthwhile to note that if you're actively posting finished commissions on social media, you're going to get more requests for commissions. At the end of the day, your reasons for taking commissions are your own. It's fine to want to do commissions to make money. It's fine to want to do them as a hobby or because you like drawing other people's ideas and payment is the accountability you need. Side note, if you are doing them as a hobby or for fun, please don't undercharge. You make it harder for people doing it for a living to charge what they need to get by, because then clients expect cheap art. Anyway, that aside, no matter why you are doing commissions, it's important to have realistic expectations for what that's going to look like. There will be ones you're excited for, there will be ones that are just a job for you, and there will be ones that, oh my god, you just need to get this out the door because you need the money for groceries. It's kind of just how doing commissions goes, but that doesn't make it any less fun or rewarding to do. Or at least in most cases it shouldn't. And that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video could give you some ideas for things to consider before you jump into weighing the pros and cons of doing art commissions, and if it did, consider dropping a like or a sub. That's what tells the YouTube machine god things. Hey, this art advice is actually good! If you want to go above and beyond, feel free to drop any other questions you might have about commissions in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them, or if they're a bigger topic, I might make a video out of it. I'm hoping to make a part 2 to this video focusing on a pros and cons list of doing art commissions. So, if you want to see that, you should sub so that you get the notification for that. Anyway, thank you again, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye! I get less commissions the next time I open them. I put an L somewhere I shouldn't.